What's going on, everybody? Trey Leo here, and we're here once again with George Carlin. Now, in this one, George will be, I don't know. The title simply says expressions and sayings, so I understand that he will be elaborating on some things that he finds to be trivial, which I love. I love Carlin's sense of humor. It's so logical, and yet so informative. Like he gives you the obvious statement, like, yeah, water's wet, but did you know that fish breathed in water, or just something like that. That was a bad example, but I don't research on a lot of things that I feel that are beyond my control. I look at it as if, okay, what can I do? Carlin's that guy who kind of gives you that option to say, okay, well, I hear your thoughts, and here's what I think about it. At any rate, that's just how I see it. Like, he gives you that scoop that everyone needs. Him and Hicks, Bill Hicks, so many others, Sam Kinison, Richard Pryor, he did it. Everybody, but Carlin the most so, because he was just so. The way his thoughts worked was so plotted out and just scold. He's the best. At any rate, I said enough. Let's get right into this, and hope y'all enjoy it, because I'm pretty sure I will.
Now this next thing is about the English language. It's about little expressions we use. We all say them, the little sayings and expressions that we use all the time, most of us, and we never really seem to examine these expressions very carefully at all. We just sort of say these things as if they really made sense. Like, legally drunk. Well, if it's legal, what's the fucking problem? My friend alone, officer. He's legally drunk. You know you can stick it. Why do we always assume everyone knows where they can stick it? Suppose you don't know. Suppose you're a new guy. You have absolutely no idea where to stick it. I think there ought to be a government booklet entitled Where to Stick It. Now that I think of it, I believe there is a government booklet like that. They send it to you on April 15th. Undisputed heavyweight champion. Well, if it's undisputed, what's all the fighting about? It's the quiet ones you gotta watch. You know that one, huh? Every time you see a story about a serial killer on TV, what do? They bring on the neighbor. And the neighbor says, well, he was always very quiet. And someone in the room says, it's the quiet ones you gotta watch. This sounds to me like a very dangerous assumption. I will bet you anything that while you're watching a quiet one, a noisy one will fucking kill you. Suppose you're in a bar and one guy's sitting over on the side reading a book, not bothering anybody. Another guy's standing up at the front with a machete, banging it on the bar, saying, I'll kill the next motherfucker who comes in here. Who are you gonna watch? You're goddamn right. Lock him up and throw away the key. This is really stupid. Where are you gonna throw the key? Right out in front of the jail? His friends will find it. How far can you throw a key? 50, 60 feet the most. Even if you lay it flat on its side like that and you scale it, what do you get? An extra 10 feet, tops. This is a stupid idea, needs to be completely rethought. Down the tubes. Get that one a lot. People say, the country is going down the tubes. What tubes? Have you seen any tubes? Where are these tubes? And where do they go? And how come there's more than one tube? It would seem to me, one country, one tube. What, does every state all of a sudden have to have its own tube now? One tube is all you need. What, a tube that big? Somebody would have seen it by now. Somebody would have...
What? Oh man. You know what I just thought about something? I just thought about something. I don't know Carlin's history of, drug usage or things like that, but I could imagine that a lot of his epiphanies, if you will, come from being under the influence. I could just imagine at least 50%. I give it that. Alcohol, whether it be alcohol, whatever it is, alcohol, weed, whatever. Surely, like I just can't believe. I mean, I can, but it just seems like something that a high person would say. But I can't help but to be like, okay, I see the validity in this tubes thing, because I've heard the expression before, and nobody really questions it like any other expression. I don't know. It's just so interesting. I'm done. We're back to this because I'm just really trying to find out his thought process because it's genius. It's genius.
Joey, look at the fucking tube. Big ass fucking tube over here. You never hear that. You know why? No tubes. We don't have tube one. We are essentially tubeless. Takes the cake. You know, say, boy, he really takes the cake. Where? Where do you take a cake? To the movies? You know where I would take a cake? Down to the bakery to see the other cakes. And how come he takes the cake? How come he don't take the pie? Pie is easier to carry than the cake. Easy as pie. Hey, wait. Cake is not too hard to carry either. Piece of cake. The greatest thing since sliced bread. So this is it, huh, folks? Couple of 100,000 years.
Oh, man. Okay. That was a good one. Because here's the thing. I'm almost 100% certain I've said that on one of these videos. And I definitely said it in life. Like, and I never really thought about it. But that is it's a dumbass saying. I mean, sliced bread is good, but there's definitely better. Like, I can't think of any right now, but Jesus. This is... I never thought about it like that. Wow. I'm losing my mind over here because I'm like, this guy was from the future. He's from like 2015. I'm sorry. He's like 2050. At least. Back in his time now. And he just plopped down there to tell a little couple jokes, and he couldn't say too much as far as the details in the future. So he just scratched the surface on stupid things that he thought was dumb. And of course he chimed in on the time of events of things that were happening in his time, like the words that you can't say and political climate. But yeah, it's definitely a time traveler.
The fucking pyramids, for Christ's sakes. Panama Canal, the Great Wall of China. Even a lava lamp. To me is greater than sliced bread. What's so great about sliced bread? You got a knife, you got a loaf of bread, slice the fucking thing! And get on with your life. Out walking the streets. You know, guy gets a parole. They say, now instead of being in prison, this guy is out walking the streets. How do we know? Maybe the guy's home banging the babysitter. Not everybody gets a parole is out walking the fucking streets. A lot of times they steal a car, you know. And we ought to be glad. Thank God he stole a car. At least he's not out walking the streets. Fine and dandy. That's an old-fashioned one, isn't it? Yeah. Say to a guy, how are you? He says, fine and dandy. Not me. I never say that. You know how come? Because I'm never both of those things at the same time. Sometimes I'm fine. Not dandy. Close to dandy. Approaching dandy. In the vicinity of dandyhood. Not quite fully dandy. Other times, I am indeed highly dandy. However, not fine. One time, 1965, August, for about an hour. I was both fine and dandy at the same time. But nobody asked me how I was. And I could have told you.
The travesty.
I could have said to the person, fine and dandy. I consider it a lost opportunity. Walking papers. You know, guy gets fired. You say, geez, poor guy. Well, they give him his walking papers today. Did you ever get any walking papers? Seriously? Believe me, in my life, I got fired a lot of times. You can tell. Never got any walking papers. Never got a pink slip either. You know what I would get? A guy would come around to my desk and say, get the fuck out of here! You don't need paper for that. It's like the Riot Act. The Riot Act. They keep telling you they're going to read that to you. Have you heard this thing at all? Especially when you're a kid, they threaten you. You wait till your father comes home, he's going to read you the Riot Act. Tell him I already read it myself. And I didn't like it either. I consider it wordy and poorly thought out. He wants to read me something. How about the Gentleman's Guide to the Golden Age of Blowjobs?
Oh.
More than happy. I bet you say that sometimes, don't you? Once in a while, you say to somebody, oh, I'd be more than happy to do that. How can you be more than happy? To me, this sounds like a dangerous mental condition. We had to put Dave in the mental home. He was more than happy. One more of these. In your own words. People say that to you. You know, when you hear that a lot in a classroom or in a courtroom, they'll say to you, tell us in your own words. Do you have your own words? Hey, I'm using the ones everybody else has been using. Next time they tell you to say something in your own words, say, Nick Flut Blarney Quando Flu.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Damn. You know what? I just thought about something. I would love to see a modern day Carlin. Now, I know there are some comedians that have their strong political views and they kind of give some insights, but please, if anybody could steer me to the direction, to the closest person, the closest representation of Carlin. And I'm probably sure that it's probably a group of people. Everybody has a little bit of something. But, oh man, I love comedy like that. Not always political, not always serious, but at least like eye-grabbing. Oh, and you know, attention. It grabs you like, never thought about it like that. And that's what I like. Simple, but complex. But I can't really say too much about it. I enjoyed it. It was good. I definitely have some things to think about, and I'm so sorry for anybody who's here and is like, okay, well, you just not heard of Carlin? Yeah, man. It's a big ass planet. There's a lot of damn people. There's only so much a person can do within a 30-year period, give or take, that, you know, coincides with everybody else. Like, some people don't. Like, I'll give you this one example and I'm out. One of my black friends got mad at me because I never seen The Color Purple or Roots. And I'm personally thinking to myself, why is this a necessity thing for me to do just because I'm black? I have to watch Roots because I'm black? Like, what? What if I don't like it? What if I'm not interested? It's your history. You should know about it. What? Not every Jew's watched a Hitler documentary of the Holocaust and things like that. Sometimes people don't wanna. They don't want to deal with that particular side, and you know it's there, but it's like, yeesh, it's a rough period, Not to mention, and this is so, for me, personally, when you constantly reminding people of okay, it's important to know, but how many people do you know get angry when Black History Month comes up, or when you talk about the Holocaust and people have lost relatives in this situation? It's a very touchy thing, and so I feel like when you constantly bring it up, or when you want to put it in people's faces, like, it's not meant for everybody, and everybody's not gonna take it like, oh yeah, that was very informative. I learned so much. They're gonna be like, oh, I hate white people now. You know what I mean? Like, they get angry when you watch Roots or I don't know, The Color Purple. I don't know, any historical movie. I feel like I just kind of shy away from it because I'm just like being a person, and I'm not like stuck to like one thing. Like anyway, we going down a rabbit hole. All I'm saying is that I didn't watch Roots, and so likewise I didn't watch Carlin when I grew up because, well, I just didn't have the time. I was doing too many things. But I'm here now. We're here now. It's all good. Give it a thumbs up, thumbs down. If you didn't like it, you liked it. I don't know. I talk a lot. That's me. Welcome to the channel. Bye-bye.